Hello and welcome back to Football Manager, and we have finally made it to the penultimate match of the Vanarama National League 2020-21 season. Now, victory for us today against Altrincham could see them relegated if Maidenhead or Dover win with Weymouth. Now, if Dover and Maidenhead both win, regardless of Weymouth, then Altrincham are down. For Altrincham to stay up and lose to us, Dover, Maidenhead and Weymouth must have at least 2 defeats in them. Simple as that. We also have to play Chesterfield, a team still in the running for title. 2 wins could see us rise to 4th. Okay, now that's not out of the question. I did say a lot earlier in the season that I didn't expect playoffs, but given how George Miller has scored 15 goals in 24 games, very impressive, I must admit. And in fact, I would probably look to get him in for another season, possibly even permanently. But with the finance of the club, it would not be possible. I am still on my initial contract, still haven't signed a new one, and as of yet the board have not offered a new one. But given I'm a B- at the end of the season, they probably are likely to do so. I'll probably be given the first option of managerial position for the new season ahead. Now, last game was the first time that Halifax Town have been in positive goal difference all season, because we won 4-1 against Sutton United, forcing them down into 11th place. And seeing as we've risen from the base of the league all the way to 8th, I think any higher is just out of the question. I don't think we're going to make it. We could beat Altrincham fairly easily. They are second bottom, could go bottom with a defeat if Dagenham win or draw. That's possible, of course, but I don't see us beating Chesterfield, because they not only still have a chance of winning the league, even if they lose the game they've got next, they've still got a chance of winning the league. The problem then comes when we play them. They say need 3 points to guarantee their title. They're going to play like hell for it. And if we aren't secured in that playoff place, for instance, if, let's take Hartlepool, if they win with us, we are not in any way secured in our position. Which is unfortunate, of course. But if Barnet lose and we win, we cannot go down any further than 8th. We will finish 8th or higher. Simple as that. So let's go forward to today's game. I don't believe I've made any changes to the side. I honestly actually can't remember if I've made any changes or not. This is probably our strongest team, granted, going forward, I'll admit that. And given that the players that I'm bringing in are very centralised to replacing low-knee players, it is going to be important to bring them in as quickly as possible, of course. We have made the agreement to sign Oddie Alpha on a permanent basis for £3,500. He's joining from QPR as a permanent right attacking midfielder. Very good news. He's a very strong player, and hopefully he could see the club forward for another few seasons at least. But in saying that, of course, there's no guarantee. He's got very good partnership with Magloire on that right side, which is very nice to see, of course. In the centre midfield, we've got Tomlinson and Earring working brilliantly together. He was a very good signing, I think, for the team, as is Jack Hobbs with Niall Mayer. Another great signing for the team, Jack Hobbs. So let's go forward to today's game, knowing that victory today could see Altrincham relegated, for us at least, if we win. So they're probably going to play like animals trying to win this match. For Altrincham today, they've got Hayden Bird as manager with Nathan Broom in goal, Tyler Williams, Richie Sutton, Tom Hannigan, Jake Kenyon, Josh Hancock, Jake Moult as captain, Isaac Fletcher, Matty Costello, Anthony Greaves and Kiana Harrott, with substitutes Dan Mooney, Tony Thompson, Toby Malarkey, Joe Lynch and Yosifo Cisse. Whilst Halifax Town, of course, have Matt Jones in goal, Tyler Magloire, Jack Hobbs, Niall Mayer and Tom Bradbury in defence with Magloire as acting captain, William Tomlinson and Jack Earring in the centre of midfield with Oddie Alpha and Guevaro on the wings, with Paris Magoma sitting just behind George Miller. Now on the bench we have Nathan Clark, Jamie Allen, Zumana Bakayoko, Ruben Reid and Luke Summerfield. Obviously I am the manager and Simon Barrow is the referee. So let's pump fists and say that we could move into the playoff place, because that should motivate the more ambitious players amongst the squad. Now of course, no guarantee of that. In fact, it could even pressure the less ambitious players who are more content with the position we're currently in. Jones with a good ball out to the left wing looking for Guevara, but it is a poor take from him and is picked up by Williams. Also, you'll note that I've slowed the game down a little bit in an attempt to make longer episodes, as they have been fairly short and have a lot of filler speech from me in them. Which I'm sure a lot of the people watching this video are thinking, good, make sure I speak less, because I've been told I have a rather annoying voice. Now, that first shot was fairly poor, I'll admit, from George Miller, and he probably should have got into a much better position, possibly rounding the goalkeeper if need be. By the looks of things, Hartlepool are drawing in their match with whoever they're playing, which is good news for us, because it means we still have that opportunity of a playoff place. And by the looks of things, Barnet are losing. Mayer with a throw to Tomlinson, crosses it in, looking for Guevara, but it's a poor ball in. Magloire plays it back to Hobbs now, over the top looking for Miller, who does touch it down, pass it to Guevara, who shoots, and the ball ends up with Magoma, who shoots twice, but the second shot was very much unnecessary and hits the post and goes wide. As you can see, we have dominated this half in terms of shots, but possession is even, which does somewhat worry me that we're not getting a lot of possession, but we're getting so many shots in. In other words, that we're being very wasteful in the midfield. When we have got it, we get up and down quickly, which is good, I guess, for a counter-attacking side, but needs to be worked on for the remainder of for the next game and the remainder of this match. I'm going to point the finger and say I'm not happy with the performance. We've had far too many shots not to have scored, and I think at this point we need to score. It's as simple as that. We need to score. Notts County are winning in their fixture, whilst Chesterfield are being held to a draw by the looks of things. Earing now with the ball outside the box, plays it to Tomlinson. Tomlinson looking up, terrible ball looking for Odi Alpha, and Cosilo, a former Halifax player I found out, takes the ball and runs and shoots very poorly towards our net. And yes, I was made aware that Matty Cosilo was a former Halifax town player when a news bubble popped up saying Halifax interested in signing Altrincham winger, and it said this player has got history with the club. A very good ball forward there from Hobbs to Guevara, finding now Earing, looking over the top from Magoma, gets to the edge of the box, looking for a cross, plays it to Guevara, who shoots, but just wide of the post. Now I make my first of two changes, with Jamie Allen coming on for Guevara, and the second change being Bradbury off for Zumana Bakayoko, who is probably going to be let go at the end of this season, given that he's now a 2-star player. But unfortunately, some things need to be played with. Tomlinson plays it to Mayer, back now to Hobbs, out wide to Bakayoko, over the top looking for Miller, but it's a very poor ball, and Altrincham have it now in the midfield. Fletcher over the top finds Anthony Greaves, and Altrincham have now pulled ahead 1-0. And yes, I am very, very frustrated with that, because we have dominated this match from start to now, and one terrible piece of defensive work allowed Anthony Greaves to score his 11th of the season, and Altrincham have now got a chance to beat us. Don't know what they're showing this for, because they can't even see the offside. So that is completely pointless. Kick-off, Miller plays it back to Mayer, in the middle now for Hobbs, over the top looking for Miller, but it's another terrible ball from the defenders, and Altrincham playing out from the midfield now. Cosilo looking over the top for Greaves, but picked up by Bakayoko. Forward looking for Allen, and does find him. Now Allen gets the ball into the box for Miller to chase and score. Altrincham Town have been immediately pegged back with a 16th goal of the season for George Miller, and Halifax Town have now gone 1-1. It was a beautiful ball from Bakayoko, finding Allen, who put another beautiful ball himself into the middle of the box. The keeper should have come out to collect, didn't, and as such Miller scores. So with that, we should have a good look to try and score again, of course, but looking unlikely. Hartlepool have gone 1-1 with the team they're facing. Barnet are winning in their match, which again is annoying, but it does mean that we still have a chance at playoffs, however slim it might be with Hartlepool being 3 points clear of us. They are no longer 3 points clear. They must have been equalised against, or gone behind, I should say, against the team they're playing against. And it ends in a 1-1 draw, and I am not happy. I am very much not happy. We should have won that game, by far. I mean, that opener for Altrincham should not have been given. I don't mean like it was offside, that sort of thing. What I mean is, our defenders should have done a lot better to stop that happening. Now, looking forward to the last game of the season against Chesterfield, a win for them could see them champions, as could a draw if Notts County lose. Now, if Notts County win, Chesterfield have to win by 2 extra goals. If Notts County lose, Chesterfield just have to lose by 2 less goals. And if we were to win, and Hartlepool and Barnet didn't win, we would be in the playoff place. Guaranteed. Because we'd be on 70 points, they'd be on 69. So, if anything, a 1-0 win for us against Chesterfield would be enough to possibly see them as champions and us as playoff contenders. Which is a good thing, I guess. I can't really say much against that. Notts County didn't do well today. They drew 2-2 with formerly relegation threatened Aldershot Town, but they managed to save themselves. And Altrincham have now actually gone bottom of the league, meaning that, unfortunately for them, it's looking likely that they will be the first team relegated. But according to this, every single team in that bottom 3 are capable of surviving. For instance, if Weymouth win, they could go up to 19th. If Dover win, they could go up to 19th. And Altrincham could go up to 19th. So it's definitely still all to play for. So, until next time, I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.